Welcome everyone to today's class, the 3 powerful secrets to attracting your dream relationship. Now, that's a mouthful. So let's talk about, first of all, dream. Let's look at that word, dream relationship. So those of you who some of you aren't in relationships, some of you are in relationships, some of you are in the process of getting out of relationships. But when you think about the term dream relationship, what does that mean to you? Just take one moment and see if you can get a visual. What's your dream relationship? I'll give you 30 seconds here. I'll serenade you while you're doing it. Dream, 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 dream. Okay, you got it. You got a flash for it. Okay, dream relationship. Now I'm going to add another word, and that's called fantasy. Okay, what's your fantasy relationships? Take a minute and get a picture or a sense of what your fantasy relationship. What would be a good song for that? To serenade. Billy Idol, Flash for Fantasy. All right, here we go. Why am I bringing these words in? I'm bringing these words in because you're going to learn something powerful today about the difference between dream and fantasy. So I'm going to start today's class with a story. And this is going to be a story we're going to be referring to throughout the class. And the story goes something like this. Once upon a time in Hollywood, there was a well-known guy named Brad. And Brad was married to someone named Jennifer. And they were happy for a long time. Some people could say he was living the dream. You know, successful career in Hollywood, you know, happy marriage, a great gal. But then in walked fantasy. He went and did some work with a new woman. This woman wasn't just a woman, she was a fantasy. She was a dream girl. She was the it girl. And so Brad got caught in the fantasy of what he thought things should be. So in his mind, fantasy, dream. Which one am I going to take? Fantasy. So gets rid of his wife and proceeds to have a relationship with this new gal named Angie. Now, before we go into and study that, I just want to give you the terms: dream, fantasy. Now, this class on relationships is based upon what I teach in energy awareness training. Okay, and just a quick reminder: energy awareness training is about identifying a hidden reality that we're all living in, but no one told us. And this hidden reality creates what we're known as the physical reality. So in one of the principles I teach is that physical is created by non-physical. Material is created by non-material. And every problem that we have in the physical world was created by its solution in the non-physical world. See if you can wrap your head around that. Every problem that we have in the physical world that we don't know the answer to, or that we're trying to figure out, or that we keep bumping our head against the wall because we don't have a solution, the answer for that is found in the energetic worlds. The problem was created by its solution. Think about that. Never heard that one before. The problem was created by its solution in the energetic world. So we're going to be referring to certain energetic terms that I teach in my classes. One of them is called the law of illusion. And what that states is that in the energetic worlds, there are things that we can see and there are things that we can't see. And the things that we can't see, we never studied it. We never made the correlation between what we can't see and what we can see. So this is what I call the hidden dimension of reality. And in our class today, as we talk about relationships, you're going to see that so much of relationships, to be happy in relationships, put it this way, healthy relationships requires a knowledge and a familiarity with the principles of non-materiality, or what we don't see, or the energetic realm. Okay, so let me just go, because I'll be referring back to this illusion. Second thing is, when we're talking about energy, we have to have a tether, a place that we can refer to. So I'm going to referring today, as we talk about these principles and energies, I'm going to referring to the principles that I use to recognize invisible energies. And that is under two categories, which I call healthy or high vibration energy. And this is an energy of happiness, of joy, of peace, of long-term happiness. Very important. High vibration energy is long-term happiness and fulfillment, feeling fulfilled, feeling worthwhile. And it all encompasses love, happiness, joy, peace, abundance, creativity, all the things that we want. There's the flip side to that, because another thing I teach in this that I want you to aware is the law of polarity, or the law of duality, which states if there's a up, there's a down, if there's a right, there's a wrong, if there's a good, there's a bad, if there's a male, there's a female. So if I have high vibration energy, the law of duality or polarity states that there's a low vibration energy, or an unhealthy energy. And that's what I'm going to be referring to as energies that are dark, stuck, that fill with anxiety, stress, worry, and in relationships create conflict, create separation, create heartbreak, create all of the things that we don't want. And what creates that is an energy called low vibration energy. So here are the terms that I want to talk about as we go forward: high vibration and low vibration. So let's talk about principle number one. As we're talking about dream versus fantasy. So these two things can be connected to the energies I just told you. So most of the time when we go after a fantasy, where for example, many people come to Hollywood to become movie stars or rock stars or become famous. They come here, 10,000 people coming here a day trying to be famous. Why? Because they have a fantasy, a concept in their mind of, if I am a big movie star, then I'm going to get respect, and I'm going to have people like me, or people respect me that never did before. So based upon this fantasy, I come to Hollywood to succeed. And of the multitudes who try to succeed here, about less than 1% of the people who come here fulfill that fantasy. Now, even the people who do fulfill that fantasy, and a lot of them have been my students and clients here in my offices in West Hollywood, once they attain the fantasy, it lets them down. Why? Very famous actor was in my office here a year ago. Guy's on cover of People magazine. Got hundreds of millions of dollars. Very successful. You guys know him. Didn't give me permission to use his name. Says to me, Glenn, I've got everything I could want. I'm a movie star. I do music. I've got a mansion. I got big money here. And I'm not happy. I'm still dealing with low self-esteem. I'm still dealing with hating myself. I'm still dealing with addictions. I'm still dealing with all this stuff. So I understood from myself, oh, so you had a fantasy that if you're a millionaire, or if you had a Ferrari, or if you're a movie star, you had a fantasy that everything was going to be okay. Right. And you can see now that was a lie. That wasn't true. You fell into the world of illusion. It's very important we recognize, because all of us have fallen in the world of illusion. Now, illusion, as I'm illustrating this, is coming from a place of low vibration energy. So again, the terms high vibration, low vibration. High vibration energy creates more high vibration, and low vibration energy creates more low vibration. Very important that you recognize that in today's class, because the one of the fundamental things and secrets of having your dream relationship is to be able to read and recognize hidden energies. So I've given you the basics of high vibration and low vibration, because when you sort this world that we live in and recognize that everything we're dealing with is energy, and it's been that way since you've been on the planet. People, places, things, schools, activities, weather, parents, you name it. All of these are living, breathing energy forms. And not to recognize them as energy forms means that you're missing out on key and vital information that you can use to have a great life, by recognizing what's healthy for you and what's not healthy for you. Now, many of us have stepped in the traps. We've all stepped in things in the world of illusion, where we've dated people or married people or done business with people or bought something that looked good at the time, but it was an illusion. It wasn't what it seemed to be. And that illusion is connected to fantasy. The fantasy that if I have this thing or this person, that my life's going to be so much better. So today we're talking about relationships. I want you to see how this clues in. These two patterns we're talking about. Now, let's define them, because you'll be able to see clear links. Most people, if you think, I don't know what the difference between dream and fantasy is. Aren't they the same thing? No, they're not. As you're going to be able to see here in a second, they're two different things. And if you get caught going after the fantasy, you're going to find yourself suffering and in low vibration energy, as I'm going to illustrate with the example I talked about. So let's be clear. High vibration energy is long-term happiness. Long-term. And isn't that what we want? We don't want to be happy for a minute. We don't want to be happy for a month. We don't want to just happy for a year. We want long-term fulfillment. So fantasy, like that song, and if you listen to the words of Billy Idol, the Flesh for Fantasy song, it's about a groupie coming up to his room and they have a great night. She rocks him and it's great, and then it's over. That's just fantasy. Something that happens or you think it's going to happen, connected to low vibration energy. So understand that in the world of duality, you're constantly dealing with these forces. You're constantly dealing with energies that want to make you happy, that want you to be fulfilled, that want you to move forward in your life. But you're also dealing with an energy that wants to sabotage you, your relationships, your life, wants to get in the way of your happiness, wants to block it or resist it. And I'm going to illustrate how these energies work, why they work, and how you can benefit just from the knowledge you're learning on this call. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper. One of the things that I also want to mention to you is that this broadcast has been brought to you by our sponsor, GlennAckerman.com. GlennAckerman.com is a great place where you can go to communicate with me and to get more information about all of the stuff we're talking about, either from me or from my staff. Be happy to talk to you about this. Okay, let's move a little bit farther now. So as we move forward, we begin to see that in energy awareness training, the purpose of relationship is the same purpose that we have for being on this planet: to learn, to grow and evolve, to get better, to change. That's what we're here to do. That's what they should have told us when we're here, when we were growing up in school. You're not here just to take up space. You're not here to just, eat, drink, and be merry. If you understand the way energy works and how progressive life is, there's an escalator going on. It's called the implicate order. The scientific term for it is where things are continuing to happen, to appear in our lives. There's a whole process taking place. Everything that we do, everything that we experience is leading us to the next level of our development or lack of development. So we're moving forward. You can't stay the same. The planet's continuing to move. Our heart continues to beat. Time is moving. So we are here for an express purpose. So when I'm working with people one-on-one who want to change, I say, great, you came to the right place, because that's what we're here to do. Now, when we're talking about relationship, we normally think about a relationship with somebody else. No, the most important relationship that we have is with ourselves. You have a relationship with you. You are in charge of taking care of this person, of making sure that it gets enough food, that you take care of your health, take care of your lodgings, right? Take care of your entertainment, take care of your money, take care of all this. So you're in a relationship with yourself. And that's something that isn't talked about too much. Certainly never talked about it in school. Relationship with myself? What do you mean relationship? Yeah, you're responsible for taking care of you. Now, there's a duality there. Me taking care of myself. Yeah, there's a duality there. It's the same thing like, who are you talking to when you beat yourself up or you're making a mistake? When you go, I'm so stupid. Oh, why did I do that? Why did you? We talk to ourselves. And most of the time when we talk to ourselves, it's low vibration energy. We're criticizing, we're judging ourselves, we're putting ourselves down. So the crux of successful relationships has to start with the relationship that we have with ourselves. And this is a different paradigm than normal relationships. Most of the time you hear people out there saying, I need someone to complete me. You ever heard that? Or I need my soulmate, or I need someone to rescue me. You hear that in the songs, rescue me, dun, dun, rescue me, dun, dun, gonna rescue me. So many songs of going, I need someone to change I'm looking for someone to change my life. You're familiar with that. Okay, so first step is the relationship that we have with ourselves. How is it? I want to ask you, I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but I'm just going to ask you rhetorically, how's that going? How are you taking care of yourself? How's your health doing?
How you doing?
How's your motivation going? How's your mental energy going? That's a factor in relationships. because you are an energetic sending and receiving mechanism. You are projecting your energy and you are absorbing energy at the same time. Now, here's the rub about relationships. We come here individually for a purpose. We have what's known as an energetic operating system, a way that we perceive the world. And in that operating system, we have what I call viruses, stuff that, just like a computer, what does a virus do to a computer? It stops it from operating efficiently. It gets in the way. It messes up the machinery. It's the same thing that we have. We have energetic viruses. And these are the primary issues that you're dealing with in your life. And everybody has a prime issue, one, maybe two or more, that you're dealing with your life that you haven't been able to overcome, or that it's been a struggle. Okay, you guys all know what I'm talking about. For one person, it could be weight. For another person, it could be money. For another person, it could be health. For another person, it could be self-esteem. Whatever it is, it's something that you've been dealing with and you haven't been able to overcome it, or you're struggling with it. So energy awareness training, number one, it wants to make you aware of that. And two, to alert you that you're normal, that everybody's dealing with that. You know, when I was dealing with my, the negativity in my head and the dark emotions, I thought, wow, look at everybody. They're so normal. They look so normal. And I'm the one who's messed up. What's wrong with me? Until I recognized everybody's dealing with it. Some people more obvious than others. So the relationship that you have with yourself and the energy frequency that you are on is vital in your personal growth and in your potential for a relationship with someone else.